How's it going, guys? It's your boy Splash. I'm back with another mock draft. I am currently recording this at 4:23 a.m. Pacific time. So this intro, at least. So you'll probably see this intro a few times. Just going to reuse it. So before we start, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that Le'Veon bell, that notification bell, or it's draft season. Marquee spell, ring a ding ding, that marquee spell, that notification bell, so you're notified. My mom talked to me this morning or yesterday at this point, and she said, hey, maybe you should tell your subscribers and such what the bell means, right? So with the bell, there's three distinctions. You can have the bell off, which means you don't get notifications. Boo, that's bad, right? Then you have the halfway lit bell. It's not like there's not a line through it, right? It's a bell. It's like a bell emoji, and you get some notifications. But what we want is fill in that bell, get the little curvy bits next to the bell, so you're notified when we go live, when we post things like this. And I have a lot of mock drafts to catch up on. I have a lot of player rankings to catch up on. So let's get right into this mock draft. Let's go. Boys and girls, it is finally time to do one of the top picks in this draft. The number 2 pick holding Detroit Lions. They also hold the number 32 pick. And this is one of the first ones that you can have a genuine conversation before the draft even begins on what the draft strategy is here. But first off, make sure you download the uSTADIUM app. And as always, 7 rounds here, full speed ahead, default settings on PFF. Don't really care about what other teams do, and no trades. So enter the draft. And Jacksonville has, I don't want to say a problem, but if Jacksonville takes a tackle, Detroit essentially would have the first pick. That's just how it works, right? Detroit will get the pick of the litter because they don't need offensive line. They are not going to draft Neal, Ekwonu, or Cross, right? Jacksonville might. So Aiden Hutchinson. Okay, this is, I don't want to say worst case scenario for Detroit, but I think Hutchinson would be the slam dunk pick at 2. But now it's a question, and there are several answers, and I'm not sure which one is the right answer here. So let's discuss. So Detroit, out of these positions, where could they go at 2? They can go quarterback. I would not go quarterback. They can go quarterback, they can go corner, or they can go edge. So some names here, you have Stingley, you have Sauce, you have Thibodeau. I think those are all realistic options. You have Trayvon Walker, and then you have the variety of quarterbacks. So Willis would probably be the only one you take at 2 specifically. But with that, here's my overall thought with the Lions. I'm not drafting a quarterback this year unless you get really good value on a second or a third round guy. Like if, say, Matt Corral is available at the top of the 3rd round, okay, you're running that pick in, right? If you one of the top 6 quarterbacks is available at 66, I think you're running the pick in. But I'm looking at this draft and I say the first 3 picks, you're going to get a really good player, right? You're going to obviously get a blue chip guy at 2. Then 32 and 34, you can go wide receiver if there's not a big run on wide receivers. But the Lions this year are in a unique spot that they have good depth at positions that other teams need a lot of. So other teams need tackles. Lions are good, right? Other teams need offensive line as a whole, right? Lions are good. So if there's a big run on tackles, that helps the Lions out. The Lions don't need a wide receiver. I might pick a wide receiver for them at 32 or 34, but they don't need a wide receiver. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They brought in DJ Chark. They have some competent pieces. You have TJ Hawkinson at tight end. And this is shaping up to be a very good offense. We can add a piece at 66 potentially, or a wide receiver in the 2nd round. But Detroit has a very good draft here, and I am super excited to see how it falls here at 2. I think I'm going Kayvon Thibodeau. I like Stingley. I like Sauce. I think they're both top 10 players in this draft, but I think Thibodeau Sauce is number 1 on my board. I'm going to take Thibodeau. I know Lions fans, they see the corner at the top of the board and they're like, oh, Jeff Okudah at 2.0. I don't think Stingley or Gardner is Okudah 2.0, although I wish Okudah nothing but the best. I hope he is fully recovered from his, was it ACL or Achilles? I don't remember, bad knee injury or bad leg injury. But I think Thibodeau is a great pick at 2. And I do think Thibodeau kind of gets undervalued because Aiden Hutchinson is such a big name, and he's also a local kid, Michigan guy. So I think Lions fans are kind of set on Hutchinson at 2. Hutchinson's the goal at 2, and there would be a bit of a letdown if it's Thibodeau. Thibodeau's an incredible player, and I think he just spent so much time in the spotlight that you just started to poke holes in him. And Hutchinson was like a mid-first round. This time last year, right after the draft, Hutchinson was, a mid-first round guy. Thibodeau was expected to be the number 1 pick or the number 1 non-quarterback taken. And you just started poking holes and poke. It's like Kyle Hamilton right now that, people went back to the film and they're like, okay, he's not as good. He's not the number 1 prospect. That's fine. But now people are dropping him mid-first into the second round. It's just like, I don't know about that. He's still a very good player. So what have you? And at 32, oh my goodness. Okay. This would be an electric draft. I love Sky Moore. I'm not going to take Sky Moore here. This trio right here, Pickens, Petrie, Ebikiti, you're going to get 2 out of these 3 guys. We get to choose one. Jags may or may not take the other one. And then I'm going to get the second one. So I'm going to talk about all 3 here. George Pickens, prototypical X receiver. I know he didn't produce as much as he wanted to at Georgia, but he had an injury last spring and got screwed out of his junior season. But I think he is very athletic, jump ball guy, a different kind of receiver than both DJ Chark and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So you bring in 3 different skill sets there. This is a potential quarter. If you were to take a quarterback, I could listen to the argument at 32. Take a Sam Howell here or whatever. I could listen to it at 32. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take George Pickens. I think the same rule applies here. Take the 5th-year option. Sky Moore, okay, goes at 33. Great. So I get Petrie or Ebikiti. Awesome. So with Pickens at 32, you are banking on the upside and you give him that 5th-year option. So you can say, hey, we are trusting in you that we're going to give you an extra year and say, you can kind of redshirt 2022 and the Lions can almost intentionally be bad and let Pickens work back to 100% rather than, I guess 18 months. I guess it would be 18 months after he tore his ACL. But either way, I think it's you're not rushing into anything, which is valuable. Now let's look Petrie, Ebikiti. So, of course, we did go edge at 2. This is also a quarterback spot potentially. Did go edge at 2. The thoughts of doubling up on edge, I don't hate the edge room for Detroit, but I do think adding a guy like Ebikiti as a number 2B, I guess, to Thibodeau, because Thibodeau can be an alpha. If anything, he's probably more of an alpha than Hutchinson can be. I think Hutchinson is more likely to be a good player. I think Thibodeau is more likely to be a great player. Like if I was setting odds, I think Thibodeau would have a better chance of being an all-pro, but Hutchinson would have a better chance of being like a Pro Bowler or a guy like in the NFL Top 100 or, I don't know, make the all-rookie team, things like that. Ebikiti is closer to Hutchinson there, so I think you get a nice balance there. They are 2 of the best 3 players available. Travis Jones, I love Travis Jones. But the Lions did go with Levi and Wuzuriki last year. They went heavy into the defensive line, which mad respect there. So let's fill out that defense a little bit more. I'm going to take Arnold Ebikiti out of Penn State, Temple transfer, and double up on edge. And that's a ballsy thing to do, but you could also go with the Michigan guy and David Ojabo with the injury risk. Actually, that would have been a great pick if you take Ojabo at 34. Or even at 32, same rule with Pickens and say, hey, redshirt this year, and you just punt on this year, then you get 4 years to look at him. So I think that would have been an excellent pick as well. All right, heading over, pick number 66. Zach Tom would be a great pick here. this, as I mentioned earlier, Carson Strong, I don't really want to take him here, but actually I might take him here. I like the idea here with Strong because he's my number one quarterback. I'm just going to be blunt and say he is my number one quarterback. I loved watching his film. And if the flaws in his film are because of this knee procedure, right? And he came back early from it to play with his teammates. So great leader. So check off the leadership box there because he cares about his teammates and he's going to care about the guys in Detroit. Let's say he's drafted by Detroit. He's going to care about the guys in Detroit, right? So you could see him kind of falter as games progressed later in the season, particularly, and as the season progressed, because he was, throwing a lot on a knee that wasn't, he's not supposed to play on it. So Detroit, you don't want to be good next year, right? You want more good draft capital. And the thought here is, do you take a flyer on Carson Strong now and see, put him in the facility, let him learn under Jared Goff, and you can evaluate him. And this is a free draft pick essentially, because I'm going to use, I think of that number 32 pick as like extra. But if you think of that pick as your second rounder, and then you think of pick 34 as your third rounder, and then you think of this pick 66 as house money, I think it would be a great choice to take Strong here. I will scroll through some options here. Zach Tom, as I mentioned, love him. If you want to take him and build like a super line, same thing with Sawyer, same thing with Parham. Marcus Jones is a lot of fun here. I've touched on him in previous episodes. But I think I will follow through with the Carson Strong idea and say total redshirt year and get him up to speed and say, hey, we trust in you moving forward. And we're going to give you a redshirt year. We could even give him 2 redshirt years. You give him a redshirt year, a medical redshirt year this year. So you're not going to play at all. And then year 2, maybe you pass the torch, or maybe Strong gets to camp and you're like, not our guy, right? This is what Tampa might be dealing with. They could go quarterback in the second round. They could go quarterback in the third round if Carson Strong is available. That would be an unbelievable pick if they got Strong in the third round. But I think Detroit is in a fabulous position to take a set it and forget it quarterback and say, hey, we're not going to play you for a year and a half. But when we do, George Pickens is going to be developed. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be developed. DJ Chark is going to be developed. TJ Hawkinson's good. Taylor Decker's good. Penny Sewell is going to be better. Frank Ragnow is the best center in the NFL. Our guards can work. Carson Strong. There we go. And if he doesn't work, it's a third round pick. It's certainly not as people want. They want the Lions to go quarterback at 2. I am against that in every sense of the word. Brian Cook, easy pick here. Cincinnati defense, really smart guy. Played with Sauce and Kobe Bryant. He is just a stellar player, all around safety. He brings a versatile skill set that Detroit needs, and Detroit needs defensive backfield help in the worst way. And I have not gone with a corner or a safety to that point. And I kind of want to double up here, although there isn't much value here. Yusuf Corker and Darian Kendrick at PFF doesn't like him for some reason. Sterling Weatherford, I've taken him in a previous draft. They don't like him either. Let's the running back discussion here. You have DeAndre Swift, you have Jamal Williams. I don't love it. I would rather draft a different position. We could go with Micah McFadden. Don't happen to be very familiar with Micah McFadden. Let's see if there's any PFF data on him. Probably not. Oh, I guess, okay. They give him a 5th round value. Wrong way. Not know Purdy was from Arizona. That's cool. Oh my goodness. What? At 29, great. Ooh boy. But he bounced back the next week. So congratulations there. Okay. Oh no. That's a bummer. Okay. I don't really know anything about Micah McFadden. My sincerest apologies. Let's go with McFadden. add a linebacker to the room, and we have the same conversation here at 181. Awesome. Let's throw another wide receiver in, Josh Johnson. I've touched on Josh Johnson in previous shows. If you're interested, I've taken him in several mock drafts. Just, look around. Taking him that same range. And with 217, doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Christopher Hinton. Certainly, these two players would be nice fits, I think, in the Detroit defense. Chris Paul, not that Chris Paul, although he might have been better at basketball than Chris Paul the last time he was on the floor. And let's finish out this draft with a bit of a bang. Let's go with the local kid, Brad Hawkins. We couldn't get the Michigan guy at 2. Let's get the Michigan guy at 217. So Brad Hawkins, throwing another safety. Would I have preferred to get like a top-tier corner? Yes, of course. But we did grab a couple safeties in this class, so excited there. And I'm thinking maybe an A-. It is fun because you have a Thibodeau at 2, so you actually get like a blue-chip guy, like one of the top 5 players in the draft class as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, Thibodeau only gets a B. Ouch. B+ for Pickens, B+ for Ebikiti, B- for Strong, A+ for Cook, A for McFadden, A linebacker. Wow. C- for Johnson, haters. B+ for Hawkins, B+ in total. So I would have this as like a C+. So I would probably give this an A-, and I would have Thibodeau as an A. Actually, I would probably have the first 3 picks as A's because the thought process with Pickens at 32 is great. Ebikiti is, as a foil to Thibodeau, is awesome. The process with, honestly, I think this might be my favorite first 5 picks because, the Thibodeau, Pickens, Ebikiti trio is super valuable now and later because Ebikiti is a good player now. Thibodeau is a good player now, could become a great player. Pickens is a good player now, could become a great player. Carson Strong at 66 would be unbelievable value. And then Brian Cook is a slam dunk pick at 97. So this is I really like this class. I would probably give it an A, maybe an A-. So there we go. I'm super excited there. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that marquee bell, that notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or whenever we post something like this. Make sure you download the uSTADIUM app. If you come from one of these mock draft videos and you want in on takes, hopefully you want in on takes, tag me at Splash. I'll send you 1,000 points. Let me know what video you're coming from. If it's from the Bears, from the Packers, the Lions, one of the AFC North teams. Pick your poison wherever you're coming from. Keep it locked in with uSTADIUM, and peace out and keep moving forward, ladies and gentlemen.